What about bricks and mortar? We've talked about this many times over the years as well. Has bricks and mortar come back as much as you hoped, or is it mortally wounded going forward? And there is just going to be that shift to online, and that's going to be more and more where your focus is going forward.
It varies by country is probably the right answer. But generally speaking, what we see is when conditions kind of normalize, if there is such a thing, then we see that there's a strong traffic coming back into the stores. I can't speak for other categories, but jewelry, people want to come in and see, touch, feel, talk to our sales assistants and get a bit of help, as we've spoken about before. So, I'm a firm believer that bricks and mortars has a very important role to play within this category for sure. Now, having said that, of course, we can also see that there is a migration towards e-com platforms, and of course the proportion of transactions concluded on e-commerce sites have gone up during the pandemic, and most likely we have a higher baseline than what we experienced before. But I think, as we spoke about before, it's an omni journey. I mean, you will go through various kind of iterations in your journey and finally concluding the acquisition somewhere. But I think what we need to be good at is to serve all these different platforms when customers are there to meet us.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, can I just change the subject completely? I've never understood share buybacks when shares are on the up. Your shares, they're not far away from their 52-week high. In fact, your shares have quadrupled since your lows of last year. I know you're cash generative, Alexander, but is there nothing better to do with your money than buy back shares that have already had a massive rally?
Well, it depends on what your future outlook is, and you should see this as a signal that we think this is still a pretty good investment, using the money this way. So yeah.
Alexander, let me just ask you about the cost side of the business for a moment here. What are your expectations with regard to not only gold and silver prices, platinum prices, raw material prices, but input costs on the labour side as we continue to see difficulties, I think, to hire staff for retail outlets and for other roles?
Yeah, so if we start off with the input prices on raw material, which is a big component of our cost base, I still expect that the silver price should come down. When the pandemic hit, we got a big price hike, but the demand has kind of stayed the same or even been a bit lower if you look at it in totality. So I think what we're experiencing is still a silver price that probably is a bit on the high side. But of course, the markets decide that. When it comes to the salary side and retail staff in particular, we can definitely note that there's a bit of pressure upwards on that side. I have to point out that during the pandemic, we were one of a few people out there that actually kept the entire staff on payroll during the pandemic. So we didn't send people, well, we sent them physically home, but we made sure that they had their base pay still coming through the letterbox every month. So I can kind of, we don't have the same kind of challenges that maybe some other retailers have with having to go out and find retail personnel. We've kept everybody close to our chest during this time, but there is an upwards pressure on the cost of salaries for retail staff. There is no doubt in my mind.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.